Well, well, well. Kind of an impromptu little live stream for tonight. I just got home from work just a little bit ago, and I was kind of shocked to find out something. Now, apparently, I am late to the party when it comes to the news of Autel EVO versus DJI. And apparently, Autel EVO has had a lawsuit ongoing with DJI regarding some of the issues with the DJI drones. And what that comes down to is apparently Autel EVO, I believe it was, don't quote me, but I believe it was 2 years before DJI came out with the Mavic Pro, that Autel EVO already had a patent on folding arms on a drone, and also to the way the props install onto the motors. And from my understanding, this was taken care of today. I'll show you the little pic I've got here. So apparently, Autel EVO had the patent way before they even brought the EVO out to market, and kind of a smart thing on their behalf. Now, I don't know what's up with DJI. It could be that two companies, two people had the same idea, and DJI brought it to market first. Or it could be there was some sneaky stuff going on. I don't know about that part, but I will say that how does it affect us, the consumers? Because I've got a ton of DJI drones, and how is that going to affect us? Well, apparently, Autel EVO in this lawsuit, they want up to $100,000 per day that their patent was infringed upon, or 2 times the amount of drone sales during this period that DJI drones were sold in the United States under the patent infringement. Wow. Wow. That means, from what I understand, I was just kind of just like grazing through, but I was like, wow, this is so important now. I may be, like I said, I may be late to the party when it comes to this, but I was like, wow, this is really a big deal, because from my understanding, Autel wants DJI to cease and desist all sales of their folding drones. And from a little bit I get, I saw one little write-up about even some of the Phantom stuff they want discontinued regarding sales to the United States. So for those of you out there that are thinking about getting a DJI drone, you may want to jump on that bus or get on that train pretty quick, because if everything goes as planned, now understand that there's a 60-day waiting period, and DJI had to come up with 9.9% of a bond. And that kind of makes you wonder, well, what in the world is going to happen with this whole drone market? Is Autel EVO, did they just cut their nose off to spite their face, or was it like a David versus Goliath where they knocked DJI completely out of the US market for drones? And then it makes you wonder, well, if DJI drones are not going to be able to be sold in the United States anymore, then that means the used market is going to go right through the roof, because everybody that's got a DJI drone that wants one will have to look to the used market, and that used market may be very successful. I don't know. I'm kind of curious on what exactly is going to happen with all this drone stuff. Good evening, my drone brother. Hey man, I have a very long time subscriber and supporter. Love your channel, brother. Adrian Matteo Drones. Hello, Adrian. I appreciate you being a long time subscriber. And yes, I am a drone brother. because I love my DJI drones. I love flying them recreationally. I love flying them commercially. My daughter got me that. Superhuman dad. But I just wanted to bring this live stream up. I'm not going to stay on here for very long. It's not going to be an hour or thing live stream. But I just wanted to kind of bring it to somebody's attention, or for those of you out there that really don't know. But apparently this all took place 15 hours ago. So it's a kind of a done deal, except for this 60-day waiting period. And that may be because the patent company or the judge involved has to make sure. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of appeals process. But then again, I don't know. When it comes to patent law, either you're found guilty or you're innocent. So there may be some different threshold. That's something I'd have to speak to our law firm about, just to see if they know anything about patent law, if there is a difference between a regular judgment and a patent judgment. But this may shake up the market big time, especially since the Mavic Air 2 just got released. And I think the Mavic Air 2, from what I've seen, looks great. It looks like a great drone. Am I going to purchase one? Does it have anything to do with this lawsuit? No. It's just that, you know, if DJI wants to reach out and they want to send me a drone, if Autel EVO wants to send me a drone, the only time that I've had experience with the Autel EVO is when Jeff Sibelius and I, what was it, back in January, I think, or February. But when we got together to go flying drones, he's got a ton of drones. And this guy's very knowledgeable, too, regarding drones. But I got to fly his Autel EVO. He doesn't have the 2, because obviously the 2 wasn't released at that time. But I got to fly his, and I thought the image quality was very good out of the Autel EVO. And I thought that it flew very well. I saw a video real quick before I did the live stream of Billy Kyle. His video where he talked about the Autel EVO 2, that it had a huge problem drifting off to the left. But that's a firmware thing, you know, maybe that could be fixed. But the question that I pose to you guys and gals out there is, what happens, let's say 60 days from now, in July, this ruling still stands, DJI, no more sales to the United States, period, end of story. Does that mean that Autel EVO is going to get millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in this potential fines and settlement from DJI, and it really boosts up Autel EVO? Or does DJI come around and say, hi, Autel EVO, we're going to buy you out for, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out a number, but we're going to buy you out for $700 million, and now we will own the Autel EVO and its patent, and we're back in business. But that's just something I just wanted to kind of throw out to everybody out there, that if you're a drone enthusiast and you're wondering, hey, can I still fly my drone? If you're like me and you didn't even know that there was this lawsuit going on, I just happened to come across it tonight when I got home, and I was like, wow, this is so important. I've seen nothing about it, about this lawsuit, didn't know anything about it. And then I see that this thing happened today, or I guess maybe yesterday, 15 hours ago, but that it happened, and this is what this is what the judgment was, and DJI may have a big problem on their hands, or it could backfire on Autel EVO. Who knows? If you know more, comment in the comment section below, or say something here in the chat about it. Let's see, Adrian. I don't have any of the Autel EVO drones. Do you recommend any of them? You know what, Adrian, the only experience I've had is, like I said, with Jeff Sibelius flying his, and I thought it flew very well. But then again, I didn't fly it for, you know, an eighth of a mile or quarter of a mile. We just kind of flew around this park, and I flew it towards a little pond. It flew real well. We shared footage from all of our drones to each other, and when I look at the footage is very nice. The 4K video, very clean. So it seems to be a very cool drone. That's the only experience I have, is just flying it that one time, and I think I only flew it for maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see, Adrian, I'm sorry, brother, just jumped on. No problem, Adrian. I appreciate you joining in. And can you fill me in, because I feel like I've missed a lot. It's basically about Autel EVO. They were suing DJI because apparently Autel EVO has got the patent on the folding arm design for a drone, and also the patent on how the props are installed on the motor. And they had the patent already in place in the United States 2 years before the Mavic Pro was released to consumers with the folding arms. Because if you remember, the whole thing happened also with the GoPro Karma, the flying brick that would fall out of the sky. And I don't know, it just makes for interesting times. I mean, when you talk about DJI, this Autel EVO thing, and then the possibility, because you got to remember the FAA, they're coming down with some new rules and regulations regarding drones that they're still finalizing how they're going to do remote ID for drone pilots, which is a whole other bag of worms where a regular bystander can go, oh, there's a drone up in the air. Let me check this app, this remote ID app, and oh, there's the owner's name, and this is where they are on the map. So I can go straight to the owner and maybe harass them. Or maybe something more devious. What about if somebody's like, oh, I want that drone. I'm going to steal it from that guy. And I'm going to drive up close to where he's at. I'm going to watch him land a drone, get in his car, follow him to his house, either rob him or, there's a whole lot there. So hopefully a lot of people, they contacted the FAA and gave their input on their suggestions regarding this whole new set of rules for drone pilots. I know I did, and I know a lot of my friends that fly drones did. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. I didn't mean for it to be this long. Oh, I just noticed my audio is super hot. If it was clipping real bad, I apologize. And also, I've got an air conditioner running in the background. It was 97 degrees today, and this one little room that I'm in here is the hottest part of the house. It doesn't have a whole lot of air conditioning, so I've got to use that little window unit back there. But anyway, I'm going to go and close out this stream now. I hope you guys have yourself a great evening. Just wanted to let you know about the DJI and Autel EVO situation, and hopefully we'll know more as it develops, and some of the big drone people like 51 Drones and all those guys, they'll know a lot more and be able to share a lot more with us. But anyway, I just thought I'd let a small chunk of my viewers know, because I was shocked. Hope you guys have yourself a good evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.